All right, I'm on the Himiway Cruiser. We're gonna do 5 things I like about the bike and 5 things I don't like. So, let's start with the bad news first. 5 things I don't like. The brakes are not the best. I'm having some serious issues with the front brake. Brake pads are too close together. The components are kind of cheap. When I set the brake cable, it kind of slips. So, not a huge fan of the brakes. And they're also kind of on the low end in terms of their specifications. Second, I'm not a huge fan of the components. So the front light is really good, but it came with some really cheap parts that I actually had to supplement with my own parts. Like some of the things just didn't even fit. The little bracket they gave you was like real cheap tin. I had to kind of come up with my own. The backlight both the front and the backlight are wired into the bike. But the backlight, if you look at it, the solder job from the cord to the light is just so weak. It was just barely on there, and I just let it dangle for a second while I was trying to put the rear rack on and wire it to the rear rack, and it came apart. So I have to solder it back together. So that's just cheap. You know what I mean? Third, well, I guess maybe this is still part of 2, but we'll call it 3. Is the the componentry of the handbrakes and the gearing system. You know, it's a low-end Shimano Altus gearing system. It's kind of really funky how it's got this, you can see that, this big knob that you push forward to downshift, and you press this button to upshift. And overall, it's like plastic, you know? The other ones I have are just like, on my other bikes, are just way stronger, much higher quality, you can just tell. So I feel like that could potentially be a problem. And as well, like these little brake things right here that you kind of use to adjust the brakes. I mean, I've seen much higher quality, you know? So overall, just not the best. I wish it had rear shocks. I think that would be just a win-win-win-win-win for this bike. And I think that's it. I'm gonna go with 4 things I don't like. That's it, unless I can think of anything else. Here's the front light I was talking about. That metal bracket is just crap. You can see that the back light, the wire came loose, so I just have it wrapped around the seat stem. And I think that's kind of it for what I don't like, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, so 5 things I like. I really like the riding position you're in. It's not really aggressive forward, it's not really laid back cruiser. It's just a nice, easy, you know, your back is for the most part straight up and down, erect, and it's just a nice, easy feel, and you just feel really comfortable on it, you know? Second thing I like is the front suspension forks. They're really, you know, you can tell I'm like they really like compress. There's a lot of travel. They're adjustable. You can see here there's adjustable. And they really handle the terrains well. I mean, when you're riding a bike, you can kind of tell where the major bounce back from the road comes from, like where's the center of gravity of the bike. And not a lot of it's on the seat, most of it's in the fork, or in the forks in the handlebar. So when you're riding over stuff, you really feel the bounce here. But with these forks, it just handles it really well, you know? So I feel really good about that. The tires are just freaking amazing. I've always loved these Kenda. The Kenda fat tires, 26 by 4 inch. They're just massive. They're like pontoons. Great grip. They've got built-in tire liners, so you can go over a lot of stuff and not worry about it. And they look really freaking cool with the white walls. Big fan. That's 3. Number 4 is the motor. It's a nice 750 watt powerful motor. A lot of 750 watt motors say they're powerful. This thing really does have 80 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot. It's got a lot of thrust, a lot of torque from a dead stop, a lot of torque jump when you jump between pedal assist levels. Let's see what else. Yeah, just the motor is nice and quiet. It's got a lot of acceleration when you need it. Doesn't really falter. I've ridden like 70 miles and I really haven't had any issues yet. And the last thing I like is the overall look and feel of the bike without the fenders and without the rear rack. Without all that, I think it's really cool. This lady has no idea I'm even here. Jesus, lady. Without those, it just looks really cool, you know? Big fan. So, those are the things I don't like. Actually, one more thing on the things I don't like. I'm sorry. Yeah. Remember, one more thing on the things I don't like. The display. It's monochromatic. You can see down here in the dark part, that's where it shows you like your trip odometer and your overall number of miles gone. You can't even read it. It's just so dark. It says 85.2. I don't even know if you can see it. And to make changes to this thing, you got to do like all kinds of weird back flips and stuff. Change it from like, the stock 22 miles an hour top speed to 28, to change the pedal assist levels. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare. And it just doesn't really display all the information I want, so I'm not a big fan of that. So overall, those are the and the last thing is, not a huge fan of the twist throttle. It just, I don't know, puts more pressure on your wrist than necessary. I feel like some older people might buy this, and with their maybe arthritis or carpal tunnel, it's just going to definitely hurt, So I feel like it would make much more sense to have a thumb throttle. So yeah, overall that's it. About 5 or 6 things I don't really like, about 4 things I like. Overall, I give the bike a thumbs up. I'd probably give it on a scale of 1 to 100, maybe a 70. You're not getting the highest components, level components. Some of it's kind of, flimsy. You can tell the bike's not as durable as, some of the other more expensive bikes. But for $14.99, I think you're getting a really good price. So, hope that helps. Make some decisions. Like and subscribe. God bless. Peace out.